So welcome to our brand new series, Karmic Keys to Financial Mastery. This series is not about day trading or budgeting or market tips. It's about healing your money karma. I want you to reflect on this crucial and frustrating reality. Do you work harder than anyone you know? Yet financial stability always feels just out of reach. Do you find that money flows easily for a time only to be wiped out by unexpected expenses or self-sabotage? If you've hit a ceiling on your earning potential, it's often not a matter of skill. It's a matter of spiritual debt. Your birth chart reveals the specific karmic residue that is creating resistance, restriction, or fear around abundance. So we will look beyond the material and use the wisdom of your chart to decode the spiritual laws of prosperity. Your scarcity is a spiritual lesson. And before you start watching the series, I highly suggest you look at the foundational videos, the foundational playlist in the video description. They will tell you how to read your own chart. This way, you'll learn about all the 12 houses in the chart in terms of which houses are what, they're telling you what about your life, and which planets are sitting in which house for your own chart. So pull your chart from a reputed website online and then go ahead and go to the videos and find out all about the 12 houses and what planets do you have sitting in which house. Because in the series, we are going to talk about each planet sitting in different houses. If I say Jupiter sitting in 4th house, you should know how to find out where your 4th house is on your chart and what the symbol of Jupiter is like, so you can understand whether you have that combination. So do go ahead and click on the playlist, on the foundational playlist in the video description, and watch them so you get a really good understanding of the basics of the Vedic astrology. So why does the universe restrict the flow of resources to some people? The principle is rooted in Jupiter and Saturn, which is integrity, Jupiter, and responsibility, Saturn. Perhaps there was a past life misuse. So Jupiter governs ethical wealth, abundance, and faith. Ethical wealth is the key here. In a past life, your soul may have experienced situations where you became the hoarder, collecting vast wealth but refusing to share or use it for the common good, leading to suffering around you. Or you may have been the betrayer, someone who breached a financial trust or embezzled funds or used your financial power to unjustly control or hurt others. What that may have been like, it may have been you lived a life of immense privilege but deep spiritual isolation. Or you may have caused a financial downfall for a community or family. This debt now returns as a constant test. When money starts to flow, your subconscious triggers a fear that you must hoard it or that it will be taken away as punishment for your past actions or past life actions. This fear is what blocks the current flow. The next is the universe as creditor, which is Saturn's lesson, which is the undisciplined or the shirked duty lesson. Saturn is the great karmic accountant. If past duties related to financial provision or structural responsibility were shirked, such as perhaps you walked away from debts or failed to provide for dependents or neglected the mundane work required to sustain wealth, then Saturn imposes the lesson in this life. This returns as restriction, delay, and fear in your current finances, forcing you to develop unshakable, disciplined structures. You feel the constant weight of financial life because you avoided the work of it before. Next is the goal of embodiment. Your financial ceiling is there to force you to integrate the principles of ethical flow, gratitude, and sustainable structure. The goal is to move from a scarcity mindset to a conduit mindset, proving you can be trusted with abundance. So in the upcoming videos, we will isolate the astrological code for your specific financial struggle. We will focus primarily on the houses of wealth, which is the second house, which is the earned income and the self-worth, and the 11th house of gains and desires. We're also going to focus on self-worth block. We look at the second house ruler and Venus to understand why you might undervalue your services or struggle to charge what you're truly worth. We'll also look at the action block, which means that we look at Mars and Mercury to find the karmic root of financial procrastination, which is the inability to take risks, negotiate, or ask for the sale. We'll also talk about the emotional block. We analyze the moon to uncover how deep-seated fear and insecurity manifest as irrational spending or panic hoarding. For each key element, we will learn the exact planetary combinations to look for, transforming your vague financial anxiety into a clear, actionable spiritual assignment. We will also discuss the remedies in this series. They are the spiritual tools for abundance that correct the planetary imbalance. We'll go into detail on how to implement them daily. For example, one is called the conscious circulation, which is the spiritual tith. This practice corrects past life hoarding. It involves mindfully and anonymously donating a small percentage of every income flow, even $1 or 1% of a cup of coffee purchase, to a cause you genuinely believe in. The deep spiritual intention here is not the amount, but the act of proving to your subconscious mind that resources are abundant and that you are an open conduit, not a closed dam. This subtle act repairs the karmic betrayal of Jupiter. We're also going to talk about affirming self-worth, healing the second house voice. This practice involves using specific verbal practices to heal the second house's connection to voice and self-worth. You must stop using self-deprecating language about your skills and money. Instead, every morning, you stand before a mirror and you use clear, strong statements, affirming your value, such as, I'm worthy of being paid well for my unique gifts, or I am highly ethical and responsible magnet for wealth. Now, this rewires the communication center that was potentially misused in a past life. We will talk about the micro-discipline, dissolving fear. This involves applying Saturn's law through small, consistent actions to dissolve the karmic pattern of fear and procrastination. This is where you choose one small financial task that you usually avoid, like checking your bank balance or filing a single receipt, and you do it every day for 10 minutes. By creating unshakable consistency in the mundane, you prove to Saturn that you're now a disciplined and reliable steward of your resources, gradually dissolving the fear of the future. There are several other remedies that we will be discussing in the entire series, so definitely stay tuned to watch them or hit the notification bell. Now, your financial ceiling is not a matter of bad luck. It is a soul barrier that's meant to ensure that when abundance arrives, you handle it with the spiritual integrity that you lacked in a past life. The past life karmic lesson was the misuse or hoarding of resources. The soul's assignment now is to cultivate discipline, trust, and ethical generosity. This entire series is part of your spiritual curriculum, your soul journey. By engaging with these lessons, you are fulfilling a soul contract to become a responsible steward of the earth's resources. Mastering your finances means mastering your faith. It's time to stop fighting the flow and start aligning with the spiritual laws of prosperity. Now let's begin the alignment process now. First, I want to know, tell me in the comments. Based on this introduction to the series, do you believe your primary financial block is related to fear, which is Saturn, or greed, which is Jupiter, or self-worth, which would be seen from Venus or second house? Second, commit to gratitude. Before you spend any money today, take a moment to bless the money that you're about to spend and visualize it returning to you with ease. And of course, share this video with anyone who works hard but feels spiritually blocked from receiving wealth. And of course, if you'd like to take a deep dive into your own personal chart, I would love to connect with you. Please click on the link in the video description or the link in the About section of this channel. So join us next time for video number 1 in this series, which is called Healing the Second House. Second house is your values, your voice, and self-worth. This is where we tackle the primary house of income. So definitely click on the notification bell. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and then hit the bell, the notification bell, so you won't miss that video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more Vedic wisdom. And don't forget to watch the foundational videos before the start of this series so you can understand how to read your own chart, even if it's just a little bit, and that you understand all the houses in the chart in all the planets. So when I say your Venus is afflicted or your moon is afflicted or your second house has this planet or your Saturn is sitting in a particular house, you should know all of your houses 1 through 12, and you should know how to read where your planet is sitting in what house. That is going to make these videos and this series that much more impactful for you. So again, thank you for watching and thank yourself for watching. That's all for today.